Hey everyone, it is Monday morning, meaning it's time for another Motivational Monday. My name is Christopher, and I'm one of the pastors at Urbana UMC, and I'm here with my good friends Melanie Anders and Christopher Dorsey. Another Chris, so good name there.
I like it.
Yeah. Melanie, you are the K through 2 principal
Correct.
at Urbana Elementary, and you are the K through 2 guidance counselor at
That's
Urbana
correct.
Elementary. And we've done one of these before, and it was around our Easter campaign, I believe, last year, and we've done one even before that, I think, as well.
I think so. We're becoming celebrities, aren't we?
Local celebrities. That's awesome. But today I just wanted to come and you're about a month-ish, month and a half into the new school year, and just wanted to see how you guys are doing and learn what's new at Urbana Elementary School this year. What are you seeing, and how your community can come around and support you, and what's motivating you guys. So, how's the year going so far? What's happening?
Oh, so you got to start with me again,
Yeah.
huh? All right, okay. It's been challenging at times, but there's been a lot of good pieces that keep us going. So I can't complain. I'm a little tired.
Yeah.
Chris is probably
A
tired
little
too.
bit.
Beginning of the year stuff,
Yeah.
but trying to figure out those challenges and how we can make them better.
Yeah.
So
And what year is this for you?
in education, this is year 23. So
23.
my second year as a principal, and then I was
Okay.
kindergarten teacher, and
Yep.
then assistant principal. So
Awesome.
yeah.
How about you? How's the start of your year going?
I'd say pretty well. I mean, it's nice to start. We're kind of coming out of COVID.
Yeah.
We've got more normalcy
Yeah.
in the classroom and with our kids. So that's been a positive.
Yeah.
The weather has been great.
Yeah, we can't complain about that.
The
You're
weather's
right.
been great.
Yeah.
And we work like drop off and pick up a lot of
Yeah.
times. And when it's raining, that gets kind of
Yes.
miserable. So it's been great in that respect.
And what year is it for you?
This is my 10th year here in Urbana, and then I counseled at the high school level for 1 year before
Okay.
coming here. Yeah.
Well, congratulations on another start of your years. You talk about returning to a little bit normalcy. How have you seen that shift from our last 2.5 years of chaos from COVID to something more normal? I mean, what are you seeing there?
I think one of the things that I notice more than anything, and that is so, I don't know, it's just good to see and encouraging, is that our kids are together again.
Yeah.
There was so much emphasis on distancing and staying apart from one another over the last couple years, and that was hard for adults, and I think it was really difficult for the kids,
Yeah.
and unnatural.
Yeah.
They really like to be together and be in close proximity with one another, and getting to see them like that again, and not having to try and prevent it, because that
Right.
always
Yeah.
felt
Yeah. 'Cause
wrong to me a lot of times. I mean, I knew why we were doing it.
Right.
We're
Yeah.
trying to keep them safe, but at the
Yeah.
same time, it just seems so
Yeah.
counterintuitive.
Yeah, into
Yeah. So getting to see them be close together again,
Right.
and all those activities that they couldn't do before, now they can do. That has been, I
Yeah.
think, uplifting.
Yeah, because they're learning from each other. I like because we can see their faces again
Yes.
too. Because
Yes.
it's really hard to read their emotions through their eyes sometimes,
It is.
and being able to, when they see us, to come up and give us a hug, because
Yes.
I need that too from them. I mean, we you see them, they want to come up and hug you, and
Yeah.
we couldn't do any of that, and so now it's like it's just that part of it.
Yeah.
Feels right.
Yeah,
Feels
it
right
does.
again.
It feels
Yes,
right.
it does.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Yeah.
interesting. We kind of talked a little bit briefly beforehand about closeness and kids just wanting to be next to you. You're seeing that even more so this
Oh,
year.
yeah.
Yeah, until you just mentioned that, I didn't kind of put the two together. But we are seeing in the classrooms where it used to be in each classroom, maybe there was one kid that really needed to be next to the teacher or right there, almost sitting in the teacher's lap.
Right.
Now, when we go into the classrooms, if I go in to teach a lesson or whatever, there'll be 5, 6 kids
Yeah.
that have to be right there.
Right.
And a lot of times they want to be, sitting on their teacher's lap or right beside them, sitting
Yeah.
right beside them. And it's like they need that proximity
Yeah.
to an adult. Now, I didn't really associate that with
Yeah.
the pandemic until just now, that
Yeah.
maybe
When we were
that
talking about, yeah.
was that's one of the side effects or
Yeah.
consequences from all this separation that we've
Yep.
been going through.
And when they're not getting along with each other, it might be because somebody else is getting the attention from the
Right.
teacher that
Yeah.
they want to, or the associate or whatever staff member it is. They're in this competition with each other sometimes,
right.
and that
Creates tension.
yeah, it
Yeah,
does sometimes.
Very
Yeah.
needy, and they
Uh-huh.
need, it's like they need the teacher's attention, and they don't want to share it with anybody else.
Right. Yeah.
So how have you seen your teachers and your staff respond this year? I mean, how does it feel like the team as a whole is coming around, again, coming out of this time and this crazy last 2.5 years? How do you feel everybody's responding?
Well, I mean, it's been challenging for some. I mean, we've had to really dip into our box of strategies to use
Yeah.
and different interventions that we can use with kids,
Yeah.
and our school psych's been pretty busy,
Yeah.
and Chris has been pretty busy, and I've been pretty busy just talking to the kids and the teachers
Kind of
and
that support staff
yeah.
to make sure.
The thing that's great is this K2 staff
Yeah.
really truly cares
Yeah.
about the kids, and they will go do the extra mile, do whatever it takes
Yeah.
to make it work
Yeah.
and to give that child what they need.
Well, yeah, we know that because
emotionally
we've
and-
had
Yeah.
2 of our girls go to the
Yeah.
K22 so far. Now they're not in K22, so that's sad, but
Yeah.
we're still in good hands with the rest of the staff here at Urbana Elementary, and we're thankful for this place. But yeah, we always felt very
Yeah.
supported, and that, if there was ever any questions or concerns, it always was addressed
Yeah.
right away. And so, yeah.
It's because kids are coming in so far behind academically in
Yeah.
a lot of ways, and we're seeing a lot of that. I think that the teachers have felt the push to really, I've got to squeeze in these academics. We've got this
Right.
and this and this and this and this due. But this year we've kind of talked about, slowing the train down a little
Yeah.
bit in the mornings, and just, the teachers are doing some morning meetings.
Mm-hmm.
Those are, you can work academics into those too,
Mm-hmm.
and just spending some time before they bring the kids in to talk about what they're doing
Right.
and how they're feeling. They're talking
Yeah.
a lot about emotions. How are you feeling today? And it takes 5-10 minutes,
Yeah.
but I think that I've seen that I've been in for several of the morning meetings, and I've seen such an improvement
That's
with the
awesome.
kids just being able to come in and talk about things.
Almost like decompress
Yeah.
before they start to inflate
Yeah.
with some knowledge or
Right.
something,
Yeah.
empty themselves out a little bit to get rid of whatever they're dealing with, holding on to, and struggling with, and then
Yeah.
to be in a stable place to start the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder what maybe what we'll see long term, in 10 years from now, what that fallout from that is COVID years, but maybe there's some good in that too, to be able to start your day off talking
Right.
about some feelings and
Yeah.
how home life is or struggles or whatever.
Yeah, I think there's more of an awareness now. They call it SEL, or social emotional learning.
Okay.
And I think because of COVID, you heard about that a little before COVID, but since
Yeah.
then you hear a lot more about it, and I think more people are aware. And the school districts, I mean, we have adopted standards where we
Oh, yeah.
teach social emotional learning, and so we talk about, just like these morning meetings are kind of
Yeah.
part of that, giving the kids a chance to come in and discuss what's going on in their lives and get some of those feelings that are on the inside, outside.
Yep.
And I think when kids are able to do that, it kind of helps them process
Yeah.
things, and it also keeps them from getting stuck,
Yeah.
feeling some way all the time.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
That's good. Well, I think I tried to keep that mindset during COVID. There's got to be positives here, right? And maybe
Right.
that will be a real positive going forward. Because, yeah, I mean, it's hard to learn, and we talked about this even when we did the shoe campaign. I mean, how hard it is to learn with the wrong size shoes on,
Right.
or the wrong shoes, or
Right.
no
Yeah.
shoes, whatever.
Yeah.
Let alone how to learn with the weight of the social, problems of life, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. So, again, we're a month and a half into this year.
Yeah.
What is motivating you all to keep going, even with these different set of challenges? What are as you have some hard days, some long days.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's some good days in there too. But
Yeah.
what's keeping you going during this time period?
I think we both think, I mean, it's the kids that
Yeah.
keep you motivated, and the growth that I see and the changes that they're making with each day. I mean, that's part of it, just walking through the halls and seeing the kids and seeing there's more. I feel like they're happier
Yeah.
too, and they're more. I know they have some challenges sometimes, but I feel like they almost feel like everything has gotten a little bit easier or something. It's like the stress. I don't see as much stress. I don't know. It's just it's warm when I see them a little bit more.
I think warmth is a good way
Yeah,
to put it.
it's
It
just
is, It does feel warmer. And then there are still days where I'm sure you have them. I know
Yeah.
I do, where you don't feel like doing it.
Right.
Right.
For whatever reason.
Yep.
You know. And I think
that day is called Monday.
Yeah, Monday. A lot of times it is.
But we're not. You're not retiring until okay.
No.
Okay.
I was just gonna
There's a pact there.
No,
okay.
no, I was not leading into anything. But I was just thinking that a lot of times it just comes down to obedience.
Yeah.
Like, I know you're probably the same way I am.
Yeah.
I felt called to do this.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
so
Yeah.
there's a reason we're here.
Yeah.
And we're doing it to serve God and then to serve these kids is our mission in here. And so on the days when, for me, that makes all the difference in the world when I start thinking about, I don't want to do this, that I, think about what happened with that person or that person, this situation. And then when I think about, yes, but why am I doing this? And sometimes, even though you don't feel like it, to me, that's what obedience is, doing what you're supposed to do even when you don't feel like doing it.
Right.
And so that is my motivator, because out of obedience comes so many blessings.
For sure.
You know, that you don't necessarily see at the time, but
Right.
down the road when you look back and think, I was ready to quit or I wasn't going to do this, and then think about, oh, I came in and did this today when I didn't want to, and look what came out of it. You know, you met a child's need. Talking about shoes, I mean, we still have tons of shoes here, thanks to you guys, and we give away shoes almost every day.
Wow.
And I've talked about this before, you have too, the difference in a kid's just their demeanor when they come in with their shoes all torn apart and all that stuff, and maybe they're having a hard time even being in gym class because their shoes are way too big. You know, maybe they're not falling apart, but they're too big.
Right.
You give them a new pair of shoes, and it kind of changes their day for them. A small thing to us can be a big thing to them.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that comes through obedience.
I love that. I mean, we do say, and we knew what we were doing with the shoe campaign. Like, there's needs, let's fill it. But talk about the individual impact of shifting someone's day, their outlook, just by swapping a pair of shoes on real quick. All of a sudden, it's a brand new set of eyes for this kid. But I mean, we said the same thing about a smile or a word of encouragement or saying hello to somebody, looking somebody in the eye when you're talking to them. Changes their day.
Yeah.
And, when I first came in here, you asked how my life was, and I was like, wow, Melanie's rooting for me, and she asked how I'm doing. And that matters.
Yeah.
It makes a difference.
It does.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. So how would you continue to reach out and ask for support from the community? What can we do as members of this community of Urbana City Schools continue to support you guys? I mean, even if it's just as simple as prayer, what could we be praying for? I mean, we talked about mentors and these different programs that are Life-Wise and Kids Hope and Little Climber Club. There's these different ways. What can we do to continue to support you guys, even if it's making sure we don't yell at you in the pickup line?
That doesn't happen very often.
You never know what kind of day or what someone's going through. And I know people don't always stop and think about that, but, all of us are going through stuff.
That's right.
And, when you take it out, you don't know what you're taking it out on when you're taking it out on somebody. I know it can be frustrating. That pickup line could be frustrating sometimes.
Oh, it definitely can.
Okay, but, we're doing the best we can here.
Right.
We're getting as many people as we can out there and getting things moving. I know there's just little things like that can be frustrating with the school, but the big thing is communication. If there is something, before you take it out on social media or spread it with other people, contact us. I mean, contact us. Let us know. We want to do our best to. And if there's something we've done wrong, we want to correct it. We want to, But I think communication is really important. And I think treating our kids with love and kindness will also let them learn to treat others with love and kindness and stuff too. So,
That's right.
Yeah.
How about you? What do you see that an action item that we could do as part of the community?
Well, you talked about prayer, and I think prayer
Yeah.
is
what can we do to
Always,
pray for you guys?
important. And we might have talked about this before, but just praying for our teachers, especially with kids being more needy than they have been in the past. Over the course of a day, when I go into a classroom and do a lesson, I'm in there for like 30 minutes. And I do it twice a day. Those teachers are in the classroom all day long with the kids, and when you've got 5, 6, 7 kids that are extra needy hanging on you all day, that is emotionally exhausting and physically exhausting too.
Because they're going home to their families too.
And they want to have something to give to their families, and I'm sure they feel like they've got nothing left to give when they walk out the door. So praying for them, just one for patience, and 2 for strength and energy and love to meet the kids, where they're at, and provide for them what they're. It would, seemingly not getting somewhere else.
Right.
The teachers are providing for them. And then just when we were talking about communication, I know a lot of times a child would come home and tell parents this happened at school. Try not to assume that you're getting the full story from your child right away, because, and sometimes you are, but sometimes you're only getting a little part of it. And so, just like you said, if you do hear something that is concerning to you, reach out to your child's teacher. They know most of the story. When things happen, they are usually the ones that know exactly what went on. And so reaching out to the teacher first, and then if you don't get a reply or you're not satisfied with the answer, then talk to the principal after that.
And usually one of my first things I say is, have you talked to the teacher first? Because that's important. That's your first line of communication, really. So. And
I think our teachers do a really good job of communicating with parents and responding when parents have questions about things. They try really hard to be timely about that. So
what's the 3 R's this year for is it your social principle? Be ready, be responsible. What is it?
Be respectful,
be responsible, and ready. And this month we're talking about responsibility.
Okay. Yeah. And so that's for the kids, that's for the teachers, and you're also saying it probably should be for the parents too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
all right. I guess I'll comply.
As long as you're saying that. Okay.
So it takes all of us though.
It does.
And to do all those things, to be ready, be responsible, and be respectful, and takes it at home, takes it here to school, and what we see from the after effects of that is a lot of positivity and a good environment and more of that warmth that you're describing. Yeah. Well, that's awesome. Well, thanks for sitting down with me today, and we look forward to working with you guys again in the future. I know we got some more of the shoe projects still happening, and we got new closets coming in. It'll get organized, and hopefully we'll fill up again with shoes in the next year too.
And we're starting the Little Climbers this month too.
That's right, Little Climbers Club. Explain that real quick.
Okay, so Little Climbers, they meet a couple of teachers recommend a student from a boy and a girl from each one of their classrooms, and then they come in for a lunch. And they work on a certain character trait or something about maybe it's manners or something along those lines too. And then they come back and they ask a friend to come to the next luncheon, and that's when we usually have some kind of a guest speaker or someone to talk. And we also welcome other adult mentors to come sit with the kids, kind of talk to them, reinforce whatever we're talking about.
Awesome.
So,
and again, this is responsibility this month.
Yeah.
Some guy named Christopher Donnell's coming to share.
I heard.
That's what I heard.
Yeah,
That's what I heard. We don't know anything about this guy.
I think I threw his name in the hat, and that was the only name I had to.
And so, if that's something you feel called to do, if you have an hour out of your month that you could do around lunchtime, I think it's.
It's at lunchtime.
Yeah.
So there's 3 set. Yeah, so kindergarten does it, first grade does it, and second grade does. So there's different teachers that volunteer their time to do the lessons and to do with lunch. So it starts at 10:50.
10:50. Okay.
Yeah, for the second grades, 10:50 to 11:35, and then 11:35 to 12:20 is the first grade group, and then 12:20 to 1:05, 1:10 is kindergarten.
Okay.
So,
and I believe it's going to be on the last Tuesday of every month.
Yes.
And for December, that would be the last Tuesday that we're in school before the vacation.
So there's a whole schedule. I can share it with you.
Yeah,
so.
And so if that feels like that's you watching, again, you feeling motivated to come and be a part of Little Climbers Club and mentor some young people.
Yeah.
And, eating lunch with a little kindergarten doesn't sound like a bad deal, does it?
No, and
No,
you
it's
will
fun.
hear things
You
that
will hear that,
just pretend like okay.
Well, seriously, thank you guys for what you do for the community and our kids and the school system and the influence that you're making here. So
Thank you
Yeah,
for
thank
everything
you.
you are doing.
Yeah,
Yes,
you and your congregation make
That's
a huge
right.
difference here.
Huge difference stuff.
We're looking forward to the future and all that
Yeah.
can happen here as we can see God working in our county and our school system. So,
There is.
well, we look forward to seeing you guys next week. Thanks for tuning in on Motivational Monday. We love you and we're praying for you, and we'll see you then.
All right.